Hello folks and welcome back to the channel. Now this video is about doing something totally different. Tomorrow we're going sea fishing. We're going to try and catch some big fish from the British coast. Something that I've wanted to do for ages. Just something a little bit different from my normal match fishing. Now we've got a 4-hour journey early tomorrow morning. So you guys know how I hate getting up early in the morning. So I better get my alarm set. I'm really looking forward to it. It's a long drive, but hopefully we're going to have a really successful day. And it's all because of this cheeky looking chap, Dan Hull. Another keen match angler, but he loves his lure fishing. And more recently, he's been travelling down to the coast and catching some really big fish. Big bass and big wrasse. He's been catching them really regularly. And he's finally persuaded me to make the 4-hour journey down to Swanage to join him for a day's fishing. The meeting point was the pier, and after borrowing a lure off Dan, I've had my first cast into the Swanage Sea.
What you got? First cast?
See him?
Yeah.
Massive, isn't it?
True Rob style, turn up, nick someone's kit.
Free casts.
Yeah.
How do we get him in? Net?
Get the net out.
We go down here, yeah?
Yeah, he's a nice one, he's 4
Oh, look at that.
4 or 5 pounds. Yeah,
Get it. What we got here?
I hope it comes off. Do a porter on you.
Yeah, I'll get him.
Here we are.
It's a nice fish, isn't it?
You can go home now.
That's it. 4 hours here, 5 minutes fishing, 4 hours back. That'll do. First bass ever. 3 chucks in. What a place. How big do you think, Dan?
Gotta be £5.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, he's pushing it. 4
He's
at
over
least.
4, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a great start, isn't it?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Let's get him back.
What are you twiddling your thumbs for, Rob?
Well, I've seen you do it, and you're my guide for the day, so I thought, whatever you're doing, I'm going to do. It really surprised me just how many fish there were to be caught, and every time we moved to a new spot, it was instant action.
Go on, baby.
Despite my early success, I still hadn't caught a wrasse, a fish I've been wanting to catch for ages. Dan was trying to catch a bass by chucking out metal lures and reeling them back mid-water, while I was chucking a rubber lure, bringing them back along the bottom, bumping it along the rocks, trying to attract the attention of a bottom-feeding wrasse. Dan had warned me how aggressively the fish take the bait and fight, but nothing prepared me for that first fish. The only way I can describe it is like playing a tench or a chub or a barbel on steroids. We're using robust tackle, but I can see why it's definitely needed.
Oh, beauty.
What a lovely fish, eh?
Beauty, yeah.
Nice fish, Rob.
Nice fish. He's an absolute stunner. How big is it?
Gotta be pushing 3.
Oh, what a mega fish. That's my first ever wrasse. Amazing. Amazing colours, look. And I'll tell you the difference, Dan, compared to a lot of the fish that I catch. Never, ever seen a hook, has it?
No.
Like, absolutely pristine.
No. Probably never been caught. You gotta lean down a bit.
Bye-bye, Wrasse. Plop, plop, plop. Oh, straight down. Tell you what, disappeared straight away. Let's talk about the gear. So, we've got our little Akuma Helios reel. He's a beauty, he is. Probably a little bit too nice to be using at the seaside, because apparently, if I don't look after my gear, could I get a bit of salt in there and might not like it. So probably a bit too nice to be using for this, but I love using this little reel for lure fishing, so we're using it today. I've just got some 012 braid on it. We've got an Akuma one rod, one piece. Nice and fast the action. Daniel, fast like Daniel, built for speed. And to that braid, we've got a length of fluorocarbon, that's 030 fluorocarbon. And can I grab this? On the end, we've got a little clip. So 70-80 centimetres of 030 fluorocarbon. Got that little clip there, and onto that we're just putting a few different lures. So when my guide for the day, that little midget Dan Hull, tells me we're in a bass area, I'll put a bass lure on. And if he thinks we've got a chance of wrasse, I'll put a little rubber lure on. But that is the setup. I can't think of a better place to be for the day. Bass, wrasse, garfish, out with the lads. We're gonna have some fish and chips, maybe a pint later. What a wonderful way to spend the day. Look at this for a new spot. This looks amazing. Nearly fell on my backside just there. It's like walking on an ice rink, all the weed. Look, I'm in waders. This is the spot though, apparently. This is where we're going to catch loads of fish. Hoping that they're right. So Daniel, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, we're in the video.
So Daniel's just caught a beautiful golden wrasse. Right? Show us how we're going to do it. So chuck out, because it's weedy here.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys can hear me. He's going to chuck out. We're on a beautiful bit. Beautiful point.
Around here.
Look at this.
Keep losing the kit.
Look at this. Look at this.
Tide's well out.
Connor, tide's well out. We're on this bit of a point. The water is crystal clear. We've had a couple of bites, but Dan's just had a fish. And literally, he's chucking out his little rubber lure. Jig, jig, jig. Jig, jig, jig. Let it sit.
Ball now, the camera's on.
Jig, jig, jig. Jig, jig, jig.
Oh, there we go.
In the weed. Pull it through the weed. Jig, jig, jig. And then all of a sudden, you get the biggest bang on your rod tip that you can imagine. As a wrasse grabs the bait, tries.
Ah.
You got him?
Yeah.
Yes, you know it. Well done, Daniel.
Only a little one.
That's why you're my guide for today. Hang on, what is it? It's a little pollock. Not even target species. What a man. What a man. The sea is full of fish around this area. Absolutely loving the day. Yeah. Look at that. 2 fish, 2 chucks. Keep going. What a man. Not every fish was a monster, but we've had loads of bites. Plenty of fish ranging from 12 ounce up to maybe 2.5 pounds. Beautiful colours. Every single fish is totally different from the last one you catch. And also, every single fish is so aggressive. Every time we unhook a fish, we have to bend the hook back slightly because they're so powerful. They're opening the hooks out. Next time I go, I'm definitely using stronger end tackle, that is for certain. Starting to get dark, folks, and I think this little beauty is going to be my last fish. Let's pop him back. Here we go, mate. What a cracking day. One of my favourite days fishing for a long time. I will definitely be back. Look at Dan, still at it, trying to catch a last minute bass.
Can't catch a bass, can I?
What a stunning day.